Welcome here to CCPC Catonsville as the Catonsville Cardinals take on Southern Maryland here for men's soccer. Southern Maryland is 1-1-1 in conference and won their last two games, including a 7-1 win over Virginia Peninsula. The Cardinals suffered a loss, their first of the season, in the last affair that they were in last Tuesday against Cecil College, 5-1. The Cardinals look to bounce back. They have a 1-1 record as they picked up their first win to start the season over Carroll Community College, 5-0. The Hawks are averaging 2.4 goals per game with only a 14% shot percentage so far this season as they look to find an offensive groove here against the Cardinals today. Michael Muchai, the sophomore, number 11 from Eastern Tech High School, is a player to look after here for the Cardinals as he leads the team in assists, goals, and total points. Slow start here early to period one as both teams trying to feel each other out. The Cardinals are 1-0 at home this season and look to stay undefeated here today. College of Southern Maryland women were able to pick up an 8-1 win right before this game against the Cardinal ladies. A lot of contact as Camu falls to the ground, gets it back here for the Cardinals. Peroni with the pass. Hayden Miller getting an appearance here as a sub for the Cardinals. Cardinals are going to inbounds. Here as they look to build a little momentum. A lot of boxing out and physicality down there. Antoine Perry in the mix of it for the Cardinals. Cardinals trying to push it downfield, and they're going to have a stoppage as the Hawks were getting a little too physical. Alaji Sek unable to connect there as the ball goes out. As the goalkeeper resets. Matthew Knapp for the Hawks. As there's going to be an advancement and a head stop for number 7. Christ with the pass over across field to Asham Gurung, a freshman from Parkville. The Cardinals looking to push it now, unable to thread the needle. Put the rebound back to Singh. As David, the sophomore for Kenwood, possesses for the Cardinals. Off to Christ. Skipping one to Michael. As there's some contact there and a tripping. And it's going to stay down here. As the Cardinals find themselves with a prime opportunity here. And they're first offensively early here in the first period. Looking to potentially find an entry pass. Have someone slip in the back. That's going to be blocked from the Hawks. As the ball is going to go out and stay down that area. Head coach for Catonsville, Kingsley Onwuka, at the helm for the Cardinals. Looking to get the Cardinals above 500. They're going to give out a yellow card, it appears, to the Hawks. Zion Abdullah, the sophomore midfield. Appears to have picked that one up as the Cardinals continue to possess on the plus side. That's going to be a shot, and it's going to be stopped from the goalkeeper, Matthew Knapp of the Hawks, as the Cardinals, despite being down there a good majority of this period, haven't been able to put together a quality shot on goal. Cardinals making good passes as they reset to their goalkeeper, and Fumazi looks to kick it over. There's going to be an advancement, but nobody home, as the Hawks now take over and reset to their goalkeeper as Knapp gets it out. And Dominic Peroni on the receiving end. Some contact, but no call. CSM had numbers, but unable to capitalize. And they're not going to call anything there. It appears there might be just some discussion. 17 made the stop. Alaji Sek made a physical bump as the ball is going to be put in the corner here for Southern Maryland. Southern Maryland here with the corner Chris able to kick it out. They've got numbers unable to head tap it in, but 17 for Southern Maryland's going to stay with it as he passes to number 5, Camu. Southern Maryland looking to push it back as the Cardinals stay on attack. Michael Muchai continuing to apply pressure on these ball handlers. As the Cardinals' ball pressure has been pretty good so far here early in period 1. There's going to be a stoppage in play. Sharish tripped on the play and tried to stay with it, but they're going to keep it down here with Southern Maryland as the Hawks look for their first opportunity to potentially score the first goal. Unable to connect. Cardinals continue to do a good job ball tracking and not losing Hawks on the rebound. Pushing it up the field, trying to find the middle. Gurung passing the Singh back to Gurung. Working a little bit of a two-man game here. Muchai missed it there as they were trying to get. And now the Hawks reset here. As good defense or bad offense has resulted in a 0-0 halt still here early in period 1. As we mentioned, the Hawks are averaging 2.4 goals a game. The Cardinals through 2 games a little bit better with 3 goals on average. Cardinals have put up dramatically different performances through their first 2 with a 5-0 win and then a 5-1 loss. We will see what Cardinals we get today. Cardinals reset here as they walk it up. And now push it down. Field as Singh looks to be aggressive getting the ball. Could be an entry pass blocked by the Hawks. And the Cardinals are going to have to restart at midfield. Kurung. To Muchai. Muchai there with a tripping. As it's going to go the other way here. Both teams have a good mix of freshmen and starters playing today. As both teams are still looking for their first goal here in period one. Both teams so far this season have shown the ability to put up shots and goals, but have also played stingy defense. They've come at different points in times. This appears to be one of those matches that perhaps the defense showed up to play. As the Cardinals are going to cross the field. The Cardinals have done a good job navigating their side of the field, getting the ball over clean without mishaps, not allowing for transition offense the other way. It looks like one of these two teams are going to have to force mistakes and capitalize off of them to potentially get the scoring going here the early end of the first period. Both goalies having little action as it pertains to shots. Cardinals kicked that one out as Donovan Den was trying to navigate the field for the Hawks and work through. The Hawks are going to make a couple subs here. Cardinals going to push the pace a little bit. Looking to find the entry pass. They do. He's going to have a shot. If he stays with it, got tripped up and unable to create enough space to get it in. The goalkeeper for the Hawks did a good job coming out and forcing him to that corner. Kam Singh, the sophomore from Catonsville High School, looked to apply the pressure there, was unable to stay with it and not able to curl the ball in inside the goalpost. So the score is going to remain 0-0 as the Hawks go back the other way. Cardinals going to kick it out. Open shot. And the Cardinals able to stop it. Famazi able to tip it up and out as he was able to get up there and elevate. The shot was high and looked to try to sneak right under the high bar. But Famazi got up there and smacked it out as the Cardinals remain even here with the Hawks. As the Hawks find their first productive shot on goal. Corner kick opportunity floated up. Unable to connect, and the Cardinals look to push it the other way. And Machi's leading the charge. Southern Maryland doing a decent job navigating to the middle portion of the field, but unable to connect on entry passes. Cardinals doing a good job not allowing free open looks. Cardinals going to walk it up here. Looking to get back to dominating the time of possession and being in the plus side of the field with their offense. They look like they're going to push it down the side here. Trying to find a middle entry. Idris Mosley, a freshman from Friends High School, checked in. Getting a couple touches there on that possession. A good advancement of the ball. College of Southern Maryland pushing it. No call on the contact on the push. The shot. Unable to convert. As Famazi's there to make a two-handed grab. Aiden Metters, a freshman for the Hawks, had the shot. A little bit of pushing and shoving before that shot was taken, but there was no calls. Letting them play a little bit here. We'll see how that physicality translates throughout the entirety of this game. Cardinals resetting here. That's going to be a shove, and that's going to be called. And they're going to give him a yellow card for the aftermath of the play. David Wachukua, the sophomore, number 9 from Owings Mills High School, had the shove. Then kicked the ball in frustration for the call. Was provided a yellow. Headbutt unable to be converted, but an entry pass was made. No Southern Maryland player there. But it's going to stay down this way. They're going to call that stoppage as well, as there's going to be, it's going to be going the other way. Excuse me. As the Cardinals look to reset here. Both teams still looking for their first goal today. Another stoppage. Seen a lot more physicality in return stoppages in this game than we saw in the women's match. Both teams trying to remain physical and set the tone here, as it appears it's going to be a defensive battle. The Cardinals look to pass it around. Controlling the pace and the tempo, setting something up here. Enjoying the weather a little bit. Cardinals now making an advancement as nobody's home. And Southern Maryland now looks to push the tempo themselves here. As they make a pass, the goalkeeper comes out and denies the entry pass. As the Hawks were looking for number 17. Streaking down the middle of the field. But Famazi made a good play, charging after the ball. A give and go and a get back for number 7. Cardinals will reset as they go back to Christ. And Gabriel Preet, first time mentioning his name since introductions. The sophomore from St. Francis. Excuse me. The sophomore from Kenwood High School. Cardinals look to push the pace here a little bit. Nobody home as they just flip fields a little bit here. Appears to be a couple of miscommunications with the advancement passes for the Cardinals offense. A couple of overshots this game that the Cardinals have been unable to track down. That ball is going to be blocked and sent back as the Cardinals are now forced to reset. As they go to number 7. And he's going to make the advancement downfield as they think they have someone down there. Southern Maryland, again, good transition defense to be able to get back, but not able to clear it as the Cardinals reset again. Cardinals done a good job with time of possession, maintaining the ball around the plus side of the 50, but unable to get deep into opponent territory for viable shots. Score remains 0-0 here. A throw in and a kick up from Southern Maryland, followed by a head top and a kick up from Catonsville. Both teams juggling the ball back and forth, applying good ball pressure. Dribblers unable to breathe here early and get something going. As we're seeing a lot of passing and ball movement and body movement. Both teams not making it easy to find open lanes to pass to or dribble through. Charisse with the pass. As once again they reset it. Continuing to work in this area by midfield are the Cardinals. Continuing to try to go for the home run ball with a streaker downfield. But Southern Maryland continues to play good contain defense. Battle for the ball here down. And 21 for the Hawks is able to come away with it. Zion Abdullah, the midfield sophomore. Entry kick unable to find a Southern Maryland player as Catonsville looks to reset again as they continue to play methodical. Famazi with another touch. There's going to be a stoppage there as there's going to be a tripping. Donovan Den got tripped up there as he tried to make a push. Couple animated fans here trying to put some energy into this game as it's been slow paced here. Both teams methodically trying to find their offense and potential opportunities for shots on goal. As clock is winding down into whittling here for the first period. Multiple substitutions coming in the game for both teams. Is potentially looking for fresh bodies or maybe a new spark here. Advancement pass upfield. Shot on goal. It's going to go through the uprights, but that's the wrong sport, as that shot's going to go over the goal. And the Cardinals are going to reset here. Another deep pass downfield. They're going to no call the contact there in midair. A good slide tackle, allowing for the stoppage of the ball. Southern Maryland retains, though, as they look to kick it back out and look for a clean shot attempt. This looks to be an entry pass, trying to find number 9 there in the middle, but unable to headbutt it through, as now the Cardinals look to push the pace. Southern Maryland does a good job stopping. And here comes number 9 for Southern Maryland, and he's going to have an open shot attempt, and that's going to be a goal, as that's the first of the game. He missed it. My apologies. I thought that snuck in through the upright, through the goalpost, but just went right to the side, curled left a little bit of the goalpost, and the score remains 0-0. Got a little excited up here. That was the first really good look that either of these teams have generated. It was pretty good ball pressure and tempo from Southern Maryland on that offensive set that allowed for an open shot, one that they wish they had back, but unable to convert, and the score remains 0-0 here as the clock's winding down in the first period. As the Cardinals get away with one, and maybe look to capitalize here and sneakily take a lead before going to intermission. There's going to be a stoppage for the shove. I didn't see a signal from a ref, but the Cardinals are going to kick in. Over here and look for some type of offensive set. They're going to cross field here. Try to find somebody open. They're going to cross back over to the middle. And good retreating defense from Southern Maryland. So the Cardinals continue to struggle to make that entry pass converted. Ball's going to go the other way after the contact. I believe that's number 25 for the Cardinals. Idris Mosley threw down the Hawk. This game's been extremely physical. A couple of late calls, a couple of no calls. Cardinals continue to struggle to get that advancement pass downfield. Trying to test their goalkeeper, but has been unable to convert and get themselves an open look. As the Cardinals are running out of time here in the first period. Cardinals potentially looking for the last shot here of the period. Under 20 seconds here. As the Cardinals look content to make no mistakes here. Maybe push it a little bit. They're going to call a penalty here with a couple seconds remaining. The player's going to be slow to get up. Alaji Sek, I believe, was the one tripped on that play, slow to get up. But now on his feet as the Cardinals look here to have one final opportunity with about 5 seconds. About enough time for an advancement. Maybe one shot. And one's going to go right into the gloves of the goalkeeper for the Hawks. And that's going to conclude period one. 0-0 here for College of Southern Maryland and CCBC Catonsville Cardinals. Stay with us here through intermission as we start period two in about 15 minutes. Stay with us here on the CCBC YouTube channel. Welcome back here to the second half between College of Southern Maryland and the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals. The first half saw a lot of physical, aggressive play. Both teams hounding the ball. Good, quick decisions, good ball pressure defensively, unable to kind of get into their offensive sets. Especially the Cardinals struggling to have that advancement pass and penetrate down in the opponent's territory. The Cardinals going to look to do a little more here with ball and body movement, potentially making easier passes and getting a little closer here as they look to maybe put up some productive shots on goal here in the second half. The Hawks didn't see time of possession in their favor, oftentimes being on the defensive end of the Cardinals' ball control, but did see a shot or two that were good looks, one that almost went in. Unable to convert those been the story so far for these two teams, as there's 2 goose eggs on the board here as we start period 2. Cardinals' slow, methodical approach, like to pass the ball around in their territory and then take a deep advancement shot with a pass downfield, try to find somebody in stride, striking down the field, but have been unable to connect on those long passes. As the Hawks defense has been good in retreating just like that. See what the Cardinals do to adjust here in period number 2. I had mentioned at the start of the match that the Hawks have had multiple ties so far this year. They may be on the verge of another one. A tie here would make the Cardinals a linear 1-1-1 this year, as the Cardinals look to pick up a win today and get above 500 after losing their second game of the season 5-1. Both these teams average about 3 goals to a little under 3 goals a game. So maybe expect a couple here in this period despite 2 good defenses. We'll see how these offenses adjust and these coaching staffs adjust to this physical play. Some battling down here. Antoine Perry was able to shield off the defender there for the Hawks. Both teams have been unable to dribble through the middle of the defense. Defense has done a good job of tracking down the ball. Good entry pass, but he isn't able to get the ball down. An illegal touching on the elbow touch, and the ball is going to go the other way. Antoine Perry, second time stopping the Cardinals from transition offense, made a beautiful entry pass to the striking man down the middle of the field, but he was unable to keep the ball down. Cardinal intercepting the passing lane right there as the Cardinals reset and pass around. A similar look to what you saw oftentimes in the first period as Fumazi gets his first touch at goalkeeper in the second half. The Cardinals looking to navigate Southern Maryland appearing to have two head guys, number 4 and number 9, Xavier Laney and Aiden Metters, chase after the ball and apply pressure to this passing around that the Cardinals are doing in their territory. A look that we didn't see much of defensively for Southern Maryland in the first. Maybe applying a little more pressure and trying to pick up the tempo. Cardinals getting in plus territory, look for the entry pass, unable to sneak one through. David, the sophomore for Kenwood there, able to get the ball down in deep territory, but unable to find a pass in the middle to a cutting man. The Hawks reset here as their goalkeeper gets a touch here in the reset as they look to advance downfield and find number 4. Unable to. Here come the Cardinals the other way as they push it downfield, and they might have the edge here. Look for a cross to the middle of the field. Unable to find a Cardinal there as that appeared to have numbers there offensively for the Cardinals, but unable to capitalize. Appeared to be number 11, Michael Muccia, who was able to outrun to the boundary, but unable to find a Cardinal streaking down the middle of the field for an entry pass. As another 8 minutes have gone by, we are still knotted up at 0-0 here as the sun starts to come down. Cardinals looking now to push it. Number 10. A little bit of a moon ball there. Makes the goalkeeper for CSM come out. Blocked, but able to get back here. The Cardinals continue to do a good job when the ball gets down in the deep area, kicking it out and staying connected defensively. There's going to be a corner inbounds on the overhead here as they're going to kick it deep. The Hawks with an opportunity here Cardinals unable to push the pace offensively. As Southern Maryland flips the field here. That ball is going to go out. As there's going to be a sub here for Southern Maryland. At some point as the clock dwindles here in the second period and the score remains knotted, you wonder if the team with more patience or maybe a little mentally tougher here today could squeak out a win here. Maybe one of these teams start pressing, looking for scores to get that goose egg off the board. It's crucial that these two teams continue to play their game. Despite the struggles offensively. Unable to track down the advancement downfield as the Cardinal runs it down and shields off Southern Maryland in pursuit. It's going to go back the other way here. Cardinals continue to look for that pass. Southern Maryland continues to do a good job not allowing that ball to get behind them. There's going to be a stoppage in play here. Is this going to go to the Cardinals after some contact? A little bit of back and forth for Southern Maryland between Donovan Den and Antoine Perry. Anton, excuse me. The Hawks look to reset here as the Cardinals disrupt a little bit down this end. Applying pressure is Singh. How the Cardinals have upped their pressure a little bit. As both teams seem to look less content, allowing the other team to comfortably sit in their reset. Perry pushes it, looks for the crossbody, ain't able to find anybody as the goalkeeper comes out. Fumazi and tracks down that ball as he moves quickly, and here comes the Cardinals pushing down the other way, looking for something anything that can get them going to try to get a good shot on goal here. Chris pushes. Boxed out. As once again, Southern Maryland does a good job transition defense. Getting back to their spot, not allowing anything over their head, and not allowing a good look. Under 30 to play here in the second period. Valentine takes a body shot to that pass. As Perry throws it in for Southern Maryland. Zion Abdullah unable to find his teammate, flashing in the middle of the field. But Southern Maryland able to get it back as they push the pace here a little bit. Cardinals look to push the pace here as they might get a good look. Pass to 11. Looks to find his corner. As it's going to go the other way. Looked like the Cardinals were developing something there, but Perry unable to handle it as the ball goes out and the Cardinals take over. David looking to push the pace here a little bit. Cardinals maybe starting to look a little aggressive here within the dribbling and their offense, maybe trying to put the defense on their heels. That's going to be a shot attempt and missed wildly. Some fans are going to let them hear it here, and this is going to go the other way. As once again, these teams continue to struggle for a quality shot on goal and generate any real offensive penetration into opposing territory. Cardinals starting to settle for long-range shots. There appears to be a player down, potentially cramping as the opposing player is helping him out. There's not going to be a stoppage in play, though. And now, finally, the ref sees as they're going to stop the play. Good sportsmanship here from Zion Abdullah, the sophomore midfielder for the Hawks. It appears the Cardinals cramping. Grabbed right at his leg. This pause in the action could be good for these teams. Maybe trying to figure out what they can do offensively to generate a productive shot on goal here as we wind down under 25 minutes to go for the end of this period. There's going to be a break in the action, so we're going to take one of our own. We'll be right back. Stay with us here on the CCBC YouTube channel. We are back here on the broadcast as they get set to resume action. Number 5, Charisse Chapata was the one dealing with the potential cramping issues, but seems to be all right as we resume action here. Both teams still looking desperately to try to find offensive production here, as we're about at the midway point here in period number 2. The advancement made back up. As that's going to be out. The Hawks take over here as Perry's going to inbound. The Hawks take over here as Perry looks to kick it in. As he puts it up high. Trying to give his team a chance here at a potential headbutt in, but some contact down there, and it's now going the other way. Cardinals take over here as they reset. Fumaza kicks it out. Ball's going to go the other way here as Southern Maryland defense continues to be aggressive and physical and apply ball pressure. In the first half, we saw the Cardinals possess much of the time, despite not being able to convert it to shots or shots on goal. But here in the second period, we've seen a lot of Southern Maryland, once again, still not able to turn it into productivity, but often controlling possession. It's going to go the other way after Southern Maryland player, a little bit of a shove. This player's being really handsy. A lot of arm fighting going on. Singh here. Good advancement pass. This is potentially the first opportunity in a while, and the goalkeeper does a good job coming out and stopping any potential of that. As now Southern Maryland looks to push the tempo a little bit here with potential numbers. Number 5 splits the 2. Fumazi comes out and rolls that as they start the transition offense here for the Cardinals. Dominic Peroni has been hounding the ball all afternoon with Donovan Den, as them two have had elite ball pressure here for Southern Maryland, making it difficult for the Cardinal dribblers to set anything up here for this Cardinals offense. Cardinals seem to be out of sorts offensively as some of their sets don't seem to be going the right way. Advancement pass up to 17, but he's unable to control it. They're going to call tripping on the Cardinals before the illegal touching from Perry. Physical play continues as Donovan Den works through it for the Hawks. They're going to call a yellow card, and I believe that's going to go on Southern Maryland, and it's going to go the other way, as that's a crucial call this late with about 15 to go. David trying to push the pace and dribble downfield, but Donovan Dean continues to apply pressure, the freshman for Leonardtown, Maryland. Has to be gassed, hand on the hip. Has been all over the place for this Southern Maryland defense. There's going to be a cross-field pass. They look to get into their position. A shot up, unable to go. Rebound, shot's good! And the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead. Finally. Hold up, there's some discussions about whether or not it's going to count. And it's not going to. The shot attempt came clean off of the rebound from the goalie coming out. And I think they're going to say that that goal wasn't clean due to the goalie coming out, potentially having possession of that. Ball is still here with 12:40 to go. The score remains 0-0. Cardinals thought they had one off the rebound there, and now have to remain focused and locked in. That hits the wrong part of the foot off Perry as it goes out of bounds. And they might have missed an opportunity there. Cardinals pushing it. As they ride that out of bounds boundary on the opposite side. Cardinals have been more aggressive the last couple minutes, trying to push the pace and dribble through the defense. Southern Maryland may have numbers here as it gets taken right back as the CCBC defense is able to recover well. Under 10 minutes to play here, and the score is still knotted at 0. The Cardinals offense looks to play control here of the possession and the time of possession in the final 10 minutes as they make an advancement upfield. And this has got potential if they can get numbers here. They're going to make a move inside. They're going to shoot. Just a little too far out. Tough shot. As Mang Sang, the freshman from Catonsville High School, took that shot. Was a clean look, but unable to get serious power on it. As the keeper makes the stop. The reset. Fumaza powers it back out. CCBC's going to inbounds here as it's going the other way. Unable to find the entry pass down as the goalkeeper comes out. And that's been a look that the Cardinals have continued to try to find on that home run pass down the middle of the field. The goalkeeper for the Hawks has done a good job coming out when needed. Cardinals corralling the ball. The Hawks pushing it. 19 pushes it down the field. Makes a pass. But Fumazi does a good job coming out, reads it well, intercepts the pass. Both these goalkeepers have done a good job coming out when it's appropriate. Halting any type of entry passes in the territory. Not allowing for clean looks. The one we thought they had in this period for Catonsville got called back. So the score remains 0-0 here with 6:40 to go. Both teams have had about one or two near scores, and even still, none have converted. And once again, that ball squirts past. And the goalkeeper says, settle down. Here as he looks to kick it deep and reverse field. 21 pushes it down. Good stop from the Cardinals as they don't allow the pass to the corner. Perry pushes it down. Perry makes a move. Cardinals defender kicks it out. Once again, not a clean look as the trail man defender for the Cardinals continues to play good defense. And ball pressure stays high as we go to about 5 minutes remaining here in period 2 as the score remains knotted at 0. You have to wonder for these final 5 minutes how much you push to try to score and take the lead here versus how much. What a stop. What a defensive play from Southern Maryland. Diego Garcia slid to stop that ball as it looked like it could be getting all the way through to Mang Sang. But another good stop on a highlight reel of defensive plays from these two teams here today. As about 86 minutes in, there's been no score. That ball kicked up high as Southern Maryland controls. As we enter about 3 minutes remaining here. Passes back and forth as this Cardinals defense looks to stretch out, or this Cardinals offense looks to stretch out the Southern Maryland defense, as they're looking for an open pass for a potential shot on goal attempt right before the end here. There's a chance they could get one right here. Ball reversal here all the way back to the left side. 9 makes a move in. Shot's blocked. Back out to 17. Cardinals unable to obtain or retain possession, And now with under 2 minutes to go, the Cardinals get the ball right back. Continuing to push the pace. Trying to look for one final shot here. An attempt to go steal one here and get the outright win as they throw it out, and it goes back the other way here with 1:30. Southern Maryland wants to win this game. They're going to have to come up with one of their best sets here. Something that can give them somewhat of a productive look close to the goal. Ball goes out again, and we're just under 60 seconds remaining here. As Southern Maryland has numbers here, as they're going to say offsides, and it's going to go back the other way here with 41 seconds. That looked like that was the final hope. Cardinal has to track it down here, potentially get to the corner as Perry makes a good defensive play and takes it away. And now here with 10 seconds, a team's got to get a shot up. 8 seconds. Pruitt looks at the clock, passes it off. We're going to get a decent look, but it's unable to go. As that's going to conclude it. Everyone gassed. And after 90 minutes, the score is 0-0. As in a defensive battle, either team is able to put up a goal, let alone multiple productive shots on goal. Good defensive effort. As that's going to be a tie for both teams, as the Catonsville Cardinal record moves to 1-1-1. I'm Brad Strauss. Thank you for sticking with us here on the CCBC broadcast, and have a good night.